Okay, so what if you could fix all those little everyday problems you see with just a single click? That's the huge mission behind this app called CleanApp, and we're going to break down exactly how they plan to pull it off. I mean, how many times have you walked past something messy or broken and just thought, ugh, somebody should really fix that? You know that feeling, right? That little pang of frustration where you feel totally powerless to do anything about all the little problems you see everywhere? You see it all the time. It's the overflowing trash can on the corner, the dirty floor in a coffee shop, even a typo on a website. And look, these aren't just little annoyances. They're actually symptoms of a much bigger and way more expensive problem. And that bigger problem, well, it has a price tag. A pretty staggering one, actually. We're talking about $1 trillion with a T. That's how much money businesses and cities are losing every single year, all because these little, seemingly small problems just go unreported and, unfixed. So, how in the world do you get to a number that massive? Well, it all comes down to a really fundamental breakdown in how our world works. The super high cost of bad, or more often, totally missing feedback. Just think about it. The whole modern sharing economy, it runs on this one simple idea, the feedback loop, right? Those 5-star ratings you leave for your Uber driver or your Airbnb stay, they're not just for show. That is critical data. It tells the system what's working and what's not so it can constantly get better. But here's the catch. That simple, incredibly powerful feedback loop, it just doesn't exist for most things. There's no universal report problem button for the real world, or even for most of the digital world for that matter. The loop is totally broken. And the consequences, they can be absolutely huge. Get this, a simple wet floor at a Starbucks, a problem that someone could have fixed in literally seconds, it led to a $7.5 million lawsuit. That's what happens when these feedback loops break down. Little problems spiral into massive, expensive liabilities. So you've got this trillion-dollar problem that's all about broken communication. It needs a simple solution, right? Well, this one is called the one-click fix, and it's the entire idea behind CleanApp. And the idea is so simple, it's almost deceptive. What if your phone's camera could become like a magic wand for fixing things? You see a problem, you just point your phone, tap one button, and boom, you've instantly sent a report to the exact person or company that can actually do something about it. And we're not just talking about physical stuff here, like illegal dumping. No, this system is designed to be totally universal. It can tackle everything from a pile of trash on the sidewalk to a bug in a software dashboard. At the end of the day, the root problem is exactly the same, a broken feedback loop. So you might be wondering, how does your little report get to the right place? Okay, this is where the tech gets really cool. A custom AI analyzes the picture and any text to figure out the context, and then it automatically sends the report to the exact person who needs to see it, whether that's a building owner, a city department, or a team of software developers. But okay, there's a huge challenge, right? How do you actually get millions of people to care enough to report all these problems? The answer is pretty brilliant. You build an incentive. You create an entire economy around the act of giving feedback. So here's how the ecosystem works. It's built on 3 key roles. First, you have reporters. That's basically you and me. We get paid to find issues. Then you have reviewers, who get paid to make sure the reports are legit. And finally, you have the responders, the businesses and cities, and they're the ones who pay to get this super valuable stream of data. It's the self-sustaining loop where literally everyone has a financial reason to help make the world a better place. It all boils down to this super simple, super catchy mantra, trash is cash. Your simple act of noticing something wrong and reporting it suddenly has real economic value for everyone. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but is it actually working in the real world? Well, let's look at the proof, because this app is already live, it's out there, and it's already getting some serious traction. And the results so far are pretty impressive. We're talking about CleanApp users who have spotted major bugs in some of the biggest platforms on the planet, Google, Meta, even xAI's SuperGrok. And these aren't just little typos. These are significant functional errors in products worth billions of dollars. Like, check this out. A user spotted this Meta ad report that said 101.6% of viewers were women. I mean, that's not just a little off, it's literally impossible. It's a huge red flag that points to a much deeper bug in their data, one that could be costing advertisers some serious cash. And look, this isn't just some tiny niche product anymore. The idea is really starting to catch on. CleanApp has already blown past 875,000 installs. They have over 65,000 people using it every month. The community is growing and it's growing fast, which really proves that this whole model works. All right, so where does all this lead? This is where the whole thing goes from just being a cool app to something much bigger, a truly grand vision for the future. We're talking about the future of tech, of society, about what our world could look like when it's reported by, well, you. See, the ultimate goal here is to build a massive global system for positive human AI collaboration. Think of it this way. We, the humans, are the sensors. We're the eyes and ears on the ground, spotting what's wrong. And the AI, that's the central nervous system, processing all that information, learning from it, and coordinating the fix. And I absolutely love this line from their pitch deck, because it just captures the whole vision perfectly. AI will pay people to spot glitches in the matrix. How cool is that? We basically become the essential human partners that help AI understand and debug the real, messy, physical world. And you can see where this is going, right? The next logical step is integrating this into wearables, like these concept smart glasses. Just imagine, you could just look at a problem to report it. No phone, no friction. It would just become a seamless part of how we interact with and improve the world around us. So yeah, it's a massively ambitious plan. A plan to turn every single one of us into a problem solver, creating this real-time incentivized feedback loop for the entire planet. And the question it leaves us with is a really simple one. Would you help debug the world?